Hi everyone, this is Miss Veena, HOD, Department of Physics. First, I want to congratulate all my first PUC prettiest students who have successfully completed first PUC because of COVID-19. And also, I want to welcome you all for entering second PU classes. So, this is my first online class for second year students. And in this session, I am going to give you brief introduction regarding second PUC Physics NCERT syllabus. So before going to start my class, I want to give you some note points. The first point is about study material. We are going to provide you the printed NCERT notes on each chapter. Before going to start any chapter, we will provide you the printed notes so that you can easily understand the concepts when you start our online classes. And the second point, our online classes will be available according to the given timetable. 30 minutes class, I am going to start in my first session. And the third point, after completing each chapter, we are going to take unit test, so which are very helpful to you all, right? Then next, when we go for theory classes, with theory classes we are going to take CET classes also, which are very important for your competitive examinations. So don't miss the CET classes. Theory as well as CET classes we are going to take regularly according to the given timetable, right? And the last point you should remember very carefully, keep in your mind, attendance is compulsory. Watch all the online classes regularly without fail, because in physics, if you know the first chapter, then only you can easily understand the second chapter. Is it clear? So each chapter is very important. It is just like a chain connection. If you know part one session, then it is easy to understand the second part and third part and so on. So watch all the online classes regularly without fail, because when you go for competitive examination, to understand the question, the concept should be very clear. That concept you are going to study in theory classes. So theory classes are very important. If you understand the concept, then it is easy to attempt all objective type questions or multiple choice questions, right? And then if you have any difficulties, if you have any queries, any doubts regarding my subject, regarding my chapter, or regarding physics subject or any competitive examination, then you are free to ask during my classes. You have the option like live chat, go through that, or else you have my personal number. You can ask the direct question, I will give you the solution, right? And for class 12 syllabus, we are going to teach for class 12 theory classes. With me, Prabhu sir is also going to join. We both together will complete the class 12 NCERT syllabus. So you have our personal numbers. If you have any queries, you are free to ask. Is it clear? Yes. Keep all these points in your mind. Attendance is compulsory. Watch the classes regularly. We will take test on each chapter. We will provide you printed notes, and that printed notes is not necessary to write in the notebook. Directly you can open that PDF file, take a Xerox or take a print and start to study. And this is my first class. Be serious, be regular, stay safe. Let us start the first physics online class. In my today's session, I am going to give you brief introduction to physics class 12 NCERT syllabus. Now let us enter into the class. Yes, weightage to the content or subject units. First, I will give you the complete class 12 physics syllabus. So for this academic year, there is no reduced syllabus. Remember, there is no 35% or 30% reduced syllabus for your academic year. you should study the complete class 12 syllabus. You can observe this tabular column. Totally there are 10 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 units and 14 chapter. Right? In unit 1, there is only one chapter. In unit 2, again there is only one chapter. In unit 3, again there is only one chapter. In unit 4 also one chapter. But in unit 5, there are two chapters, 5 and 6. In unit 6, again there are two chapters, 7 and 8. Unit 7 is having only one chapter. Unit 8 is having one chapter. Unit 9 is having two chapters and Unit 10 is also having two chapters. In some units, we have only single chapter. In some units, we are having two chapters. So 10 units and totally there are 14 chapters for your second PU syllabus. So come to the chapter names. Chapter 1 is electric charge and electric field. So remember in your high school, especially in 9th and 10th standard, for state syllabus I am saying, for 9th and 10th standard state syllabus students, they already studied all these chapters in a very simple way. But in second PUC, you are going to study these chapters in detail. The first chapter, electric charge and electric field. You can observe the teaching hour. Number of hour, 10 hour it requires and weightage of marks is 8. If you read the first chapter in detail, you will get 8 marks in your theory examination. Then Unit 2, Chapter 2, electric potential and capacitance. If you know first chapter, then only you can easy to understand. Second chapter, electric potential and capacitance. And it requires 9 hours for teaching and you will get 8 marks. 8 marks for first chapter, 8 marks for second chapter. Totally you will get 16 marks for the first two chapters. So the passing marks is how much? 21. You already have the 16 marks only for the first two chapters. It is very easy to get pass in the physics subject in theory examination and very difficult to fail because first two chapters if you read you will get 16 marks, right? Okay, then go for the third unit, third chapter, that is current electricity. This current electricity chapter is very interesting, very easiest chapter. Teaching hour is 15 and you will get 13 marks. Very easiest chapter. 13 marks easily you can gain in the third chapter. So this is weightage of marks. Go for the fourth chapter, fourth unit, moving charges and magnetism. So moving charges and magnetism, it requires 12 hours for teaching and you will get 10 marks. So you can observe first, second, third and fourth chapters are very important. So if you are perfect with the first 4 chapters, how many marks you can get? You can observe. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 13. 16, 26, 29. 29 plus 30 is how much? 39 marks. Easily you can get from the first 4 chapters which are very important. Then chapter 5, magnetism and matter. Number of teaching hours is 8 and weightage of marks is 7. These all are the simple topics. And chapter 6, electromagnetic induction. You already studied in 10th standard. Faraday's laws you can remember, right? So this chapter is 7-hour chapter and 6 marks you will get your theory examination. Then 6th unit, that is 7th chapter, alternating current. From this chapter we need 8 hours for teaching purpose and you will get 7 marks. Then 8th chapter is electromagnetic waves. From this chapter teaching hour is 3 and you will get 3 marks in your examination. Very shortest chapter. Then 7th unit, 9th chapter, ray optics and optical instruments. You already studied this chapter in 10th standard. Ray optics means reflection, refraction, dispersion. All these terms you are going to study here. Number of teaching hour is 10 and you will get 9 marks. Then unit number 8, 10th chapter, wave optics. So here also you are going to study about the nature of light. It requires 10 hours for teaching purpose and 9 marks in your theory examination. Then 9th unit, 11th chapter, dual nature of radiation and matter. It requires 6 hours and 5 marks for your exam. Then 12th chapter, atoms, and it requires 5 hours, you will get 5 marks. Then last unit, 10th unit, 13th chapter, nuclei, you will get 7 hours and 6 marks for theory examination. The last but not the least, 14th chapter, very important, very interesting, semiconductor electronics. It requires 10 hours and 9 marks. So remember the last chapter which has no numericals. There is no numerical problems. You will get 9 marks. So these are the scoring chapters. So this is your complete second PU syllabus. Number of hours we required, 120 hours we required, and weightage of marks is 105. Out of 105, at least you have to get 70 marks. 30 marks for practical, 70 marks for theory examination out of 105 options. So you can write the answers. You already know the first PU annual question paper, model question paper. The same pattern we are going to follow for second PUC also. The same practical marks distribution, same procedure will be followed for second PUC classes. Is it clear? You can observe the weightage of marks, very interesting. You can get perfect with the first 4 chapters. You will get nearly 39-40 marks. So here weightage of marks plus or minus 1 will be variable. So you will get 39 to 40 marks for the first 4 chapters, or directly you go for the last chapter. There is no numericals because for our students problems are itself a problem, but no, not like that. So this is 9 marks. So these are very interesting chapters. I will give you some interesting chapters to get a score in your theory examination. So I will tell you first 4 chapters plus last chapter, semiconductor electronics. First 4 chapters you will get 39 marks, here plus 9 means you will get 48 marks. If you read only the 5 chapters, nearly you will get 50 marks out of 70. So you will be in a distinction. 50 marks for theory plus 30 marks for practical. So your score will be 80. So work hard with smartness, right? This is your second PUC syllabus, complete syllabus. Now I will give you the details of the topics which are deleted from the old textbook. This is revised syllabus. You are going to refer NCERT textbook which are already printed, the old NCERT textbook. Who are going to refer old NCERT textbook means in the year 2019 printed 2018 17 like that, because last year it was reduced, but for your academic year there is no reduced syllabus. You have to read all the syllabus, all the chapters completely. But who are going to refer the old NCERT textbook, keep in your mind these are deleted. Van de Graaff generator, dispersion by a prism, this is in ray optics. The eye, human eye in ray optics, it is deleted. Junction transistor, integrated circuits, so these will comes under semiconductor electronics last chapter. So these are already deleted. And the last chapter, chapter number 15, communication system, the entire chapter is deleted. This is the updated NCERT syllabus for this academic year. Who are going to refer the old NCERT textbook, so you should know these points were deleted, right? Okay. Now we go for each chapter in detail. The first chapter, electric charge and field. This is very easiest and basic chapter for all the remaining chapters. So here you can observe the first chapter is electric charge and field, which carries 9 hours and 8 marks. So here you are going to study. What you are going to study? The electric charges and their properties. What are their properties? Additivity of charge, quantization of charge, conservation of charges. This is properties. And very important, Coulomb's law. You already studied in 10th standard. What is the statement and explanation? You are going to study in vector form and its SI unit of charge. This is second part. Third point, superposition principle. Here you are going to study statement, their applications to find the force between multiple charges. This is third point. This is all about electric charge. Now come to the electric field. In electric field, first we have to know what is the definition of electric field and the expression for electric field due to a point charge, their applications in superposition principle to find electric field for the system of charges. Then continuous charge distribution. You are going to study the definition of surface linear or volume charge densities. Mention the expression for electric field due to continuous charge distribution. This is about charge distribution. Third point. Fourth point, electric dipole. So first we have to know the definition, electric dipole moment. We are going to derive the very important derivations, electric field due to a dipole at any point on its axis, at any point on its equatorial line. Then derive the torque on the electric dipole in the uniform electric field and expression in the vector form. So here you will get derivation part. 5 marks question you will get from this part. Then electric field lines. Here properties, their representations, what is electric flux, concept of electric flux, the area element vector, electric flux through an area element. Then very important, Gauss law statement, its applications to find electric field due to infinitely long straight charged wire. Second one, uniformly charged infinite plane sheet, uniformly charged thin spherical shell. There are totally 3 derivations here. These derivations are very important and very easy also. After studying all these points, go for the last part, numerical problems. So these all points you are going to study in the chapter 1, electric charge and field. Come to the chapter 2, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. We need 9 hours for teaching. Now it is changed. Now it requires 10 hours for 8 marks. So first we are going to study what is electric potential. You already studied in 10th standard for state syllabus. Remember the definition of electric potential at a point. Then what is potential difference? We are going to derive electric potential due to a point charge. Then let us mention the expression for electric potential due to short electric dipole at any point. After that, comparison of variation of electric dipole with distance between a point charge and electric dipole. Then applications of superposition principle to find electric potential due to a system of charges. These points you are going to study in electric potential. Remember in your class 12 physics syllabus, the part 1 completely related to electronics. Part 2 is related to optics and nuclei, atoms and nuclei. Is it clear? So very important part is electronics, is the complete first part up to electromagnetic waves up to 8 chapters. It is completely related to electronics. After that we go for optics, right? So each point, each chapters are completely connected, right? Okay, then equipotential surface, their properties. We are going to derive relation between field and potential. Here it carries 3 marks. Then electric potential energy. We are going to define what is electric potential energy for the system of charges and derive electric potential energy of system of which contains 2 point charges in the absence of external electric field. Then mention the expression for electric potential energy of a system of 2 point charges in the presence of external electric field. Then mention the expression for electric potential energy of electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field. So here you are having a number of derivations. Concentrate or practice all the derivations. After studying it will be very easy. Then the same chapter I am going to continue. This is electrostatic of conductors. Here you are going to study about dielectrics, electric polarization, polar and non-polar dielectrics, their behavior in the absence and presence of external electric field. This is all about dielectrics and polarization. Then come to the next part, capacitors and capacitance. Here you are going to study the parallel plate capacitors. Derive the expression for capacitance of a capacitor without dielectric medium, then expression for capacitance of capacitor with a dielectric medium, without and with dielectric medium, then dielectric constant. Then we are going to derive a combination of capacitors. So first one is for series combination and the second one is for parallel combination. And at last we are going to study energy stored in a capacitor, very important part. This Van de Graaff generator is deleted. Just now I told you this is deleted. Right? This part is completely deleted. So NCERT numerical problems you have to practice after studying all the concepts. Now go for chapter 3, very important. It carries 13 marks in your theory examination. This is current, electricity. If you know chapter 1 and chapter 2, then only you can understand chapter 3. In this chapter, you are going to study first what is electric current in terms of in conductors, definition of current density, Ohm's law. You already studied in high school. Remember that again you are going to study here, statement, its explanation, how it is going to depend on electrical resistance, on the dimensions. We are going to mention the expression R equal to rho into L by A. Then electrical resistivity, conductivity, we are going to derive the relation J equal to sigma E, very important derivation, 3 marks. And last, limitations of Ohm's law. Then drift of electrons, drift velocity, how the origin of resistivity takes place, what is drift velocity, what is relaxation time, mobility, all these basic terms you are going to study. Then we are going to derive conductivity equation, that is sigma equal to n E square tau divided by m. We are going to derive, it carries 3 marks. After that, color coding for carbon resistors, temperature dependence of resistivity of metals and semiconductors. This is all about resistors. Then electrical energy and power. We are going to mention the expression for power loss. Combination of resistors means we are going to derive effective resistors are connected in series as well as in parallel. This part also you have studied in high school, remember. Then go for cell. What is a cell? What is internal resistance? And terminal potential difference. What is EMF of the cell? These are again basic terms. And in that we are going to derive current drawn by external resistance. This is the next part. Combination of cells, in that we are going to again derive series and parallel combination of cells. At last go for Kirchhoff rules, very important part. Here you are going to study the 2 Kirchhoff rules, their statement with explanation. And with the help of Kirchhoff rules we are going to study Wheatstone's bridge. Here you are going to study balancing condition of meter bridge. You have this practical experiment you are going to do using meter bridge as well as a potentiometer. Very important part for theory as well as for practical. Here you are going to study their principle, their applications. There are 2 applications, both you are going to do the experiment in practicals. They are comparison of EMF of 2 cell and internal resistance of a cell. This is the complete the subtopics you are going to study from the chapter 3. After that, go for numerical problems. Right? Then go for chapter 4. So just I am going to display you. You can observe all the points. Chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism. Observe all the points here. You cannot understand if I started reading all the points. Just to know, you already studied the basic terms in your high school. All these points you are going to study in this chapter. Very important topic. It includes numerical problems. So we are going to derive this equation. Yes, you can observe all the points. Ampere circuital law, velocity selector, right? Then magnetic current loop as a magnet dipole. Here also you are going to do some experiments, conversion of galvanometer into ammeter, galvanometer into voltmeter, current sensitivity, voltage sensitivity. These experiments also you are going to do in your physics practical, right? Okay, this is all about 4th chapter. Okay, now we go for chapter 5, that is magnetism and matter. So in this chapter you are going to study about bar magnet, their properties, Earth's magnetic field and its elements, magnetic properties of materials in detail. You are going to study here. Then next chapter 6, electromagnetic induction. So this chapter is 7 hour. Nearly you will get 6 marks from this chapter. Very easiest chapter. You already studied this chapter in your high school. Experiments of Faraday and Henry, and we are going to derive motional EMF. Lenz's law is very important here. We are going to study about self-induction and mutual inductance. What is eddy currents? We are going to derive these equations, right? Self-inductance, mutual inductance. At last, AC generator, how it works, construction working, and we are going to derive instantaneous EMF, and also we are going to study energy stored in the coil. So these are the main points you are going to study from this chapter. Okay, now I go for 7th chapter, chapter number 7, alternating current. So this is also very interesting chapter, alternating current. In this chapter first we are going to study what is instantaneous peak RMS value of AC. In this chapter, we are going to derive AC voltage applied to resistor, AC voltage applied to inductor, and AC voltage applied to capacitor. These 3 points are very important. After that, all these 3 points together, AC voltage applied to inductor, capacitor, and resistor. So totally there are 4 derivations, right? And then we are going to study about power in the AC circuit, LC oscillation, and transformer. After studying all these concepts, we go for numerical problems. Okay, now go for 8th chapter, that is EMW, electromagnetic wave. Very shortest and easiest chapter, and also very important to get out of out, because from this chapter you will get 3 marks, right? You are going to study about what is displacement current, what are electromagnetic waves, their properties, and at last we are going to study about electromagnetic spectrum. These 3 points you are going to study. Then go for the 9th chapter, ray optics and optical instrument. So here you are having number of derivations, very interesting. So you are going to study about reflection of light in spherical mirrors. Then we are going to study about the refraction of light with some derivations. Then third point, TIR, that is total internal reflection. Then refraction at spherical surface, refraction by lens. Then power of lens, combination of lenses in contact. Then refraction of light through the prism. After that, scattering of light. Here this is natural phenomenon. You can observe blue color of the sky, reddish appearance of sun at sunrise and sunset. These concepts you are going to study. And remember, the human eye concept was deleted. There is no this concept. Leave about this part. Then directly we go for microscope and telescope, simple microscope. And we are going to study about a telescope. These are the optical instrument. After that we go for numerical problems. So in this chapter we are having number of derivations, very important. In this chapter the ray diagrams with arrow mark is very important point. Okay, next chapter 10, that is wave optics. In wave optics we are going to study about wavefront. And then very important part is Huygens principle. There are 2 derivations here. After that we are going to study about coherent sources and also incoherent sources, then Young's experiment, diffraction, resolving power of optical instruments in microscope and telescope we are going to study. Then last part is polarization. After studying all these points, again we go for numerical problems. This is chapter number 10. Then go for chapter 11, dual nature of radiation and matter. Here this is also very easiest chapter. This is just like the conclusion for ray and wave optics. 9th and 10th chapter conclusion is 11th chapter, right? Okay, here you are going to study about electron emission, photoelectric effect, and some experiment observations you are going to study, particle nature of light and wave nature of light you are going to study. Then also de Broglie's wavelength, right? And division and Germer experiment. After completely studying all these concepts, we go for NCERT numerical problems. Just I am giving you the important points. So if I start to read continuously, there is no use because you don't know all these concepts. Okay, after studying one by one, slowly you will come to know. Come to the chapter 12, atoms. So here you are going to study alpha particle scattering, Geiger-Marsden experiment. Then Rutherford's model, we are going to study atomic spectra, spectral series of hydrogen, very important empirical formula you are going to study here. Then Bohr model of hydrogen atom, Bohr's postulates, and then we are going to derive Bohr radius, energy of the electron in the stationary states of hydrogen atom, then line spectra hydrogen atom. So these points we are going to study, and very important is energy level diagram, de Broglie's explanation for Bohr's second postulate and their limitations. Last unit and chapter 13, that is nuclei. So in this chapter we are going to study about isotopes, isobars, isotones, all these basic terms related to nucleus we are going to study, and also we are going to study about energy, Einstein's mass energy relation, nuclear binding, then binding energy curve, nuclear fission, nuclear fusion, radioactivity. So these points, alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay you are going to study with numerical problems. So this is chapter 13. Come to the last chapter, chapter 14, semiconductor electronics. This chapter is not having numerical problems. Keep it in your mind. So in this chapter, we are going to study about energy band in solids. We are going to study about semiconductor, that also PN junction. Then we are going to study about semiconductor diodes, diode as a rectifier. In that we are going to study half wave and full wave rectifier. Then Zener diode, its IV characteristic you are going to study, and optoelectronic junction devices, about LED, solar cell, photodiode, all these points we are going to study. And remember, transistor part was deleted. This is the transistor part here. Transistor part is completely deleted. Don't go for this transistor, complete part up to this. Right, this part is completely deleted from this to this. Logic gates, computer science students, you have studied in a computer science subject about logic gates. We are going to study about truth table, NOT gate, OR, AND and NAND, NOR gates we are going to study in this chapter. Just I had given the brief introduction to all the 14 chapters with weightage of marks and teaching hours. So this is all your class 12 complete syllabus. Again you can observe this tabular column. The first chapter, electric charge and electric field. This chapter will be taught by Mr. Prabhu, and I am going to start 14th chapter. First chapter will be taken by Prabhu sir, and I am going to start with the 14th chapter, that is semiconductor electronics. So we both together we start the chapters. So with us you should watch the classes regularly, study well and refer our given notes. Is it clear? The first chapter is taken by Prabhu sir, and I am going to start with the last chapter. It is not possible to take the second and third chapter immediately because first we have to know the first chapter completely, then only it is easy to understand second chapter. Directly it is very difficult to study the fourth or fifth chapter suddenly without knowing the basic chapters. That's why. So this semiconductor electronic is completely independent chapter. So let us start semiconductor electronics. Sir will start electric charge and field. According to your given timetable, from tomorrow onwards, Prabhu sir will start electric charge and field, and then I am going to start semiconductor electronics. So this is all second PUC complete syllabus. I wish you a very all the best for your upcoming class 12 classes. So work hard, watch the classes regularly and refer our given notes. Thank you.